welcome back to the podcast. This is the first time I've ever had someone come back on the show.
That's cool.
It's
Uh,
great.
uh,
I'm happy to have you back, man. It's been honestly what, a few years now at this point since we last talked.
yeah, I think it was for Ilomania, which was 2021. So
Yeah.
it's probably been three years or something crazy.
How have things been?
Yeah, more or less the same. It's just hanging on by a thread. Just
Right.
yeah. How about
Um
you? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I bought a house, so that's a new
Oh,
adventure for me.
that's a level up.
Yeah.
I'm in a different chair than the last time. I think I was
I think
sitting
you
on
were
the
you were
floor.
you were sitting on the ground last time.
Yes, leaning against my couch. And I said, "Hey, I'm gonna step it up a bit and sit in a chair."
Um, well, thanks for coming back on. It's great to have you back. I know that last time you were on, you mentioned you had the last Islands record, and now you have another one coming out now. Um,
And I think
but
there was even one in between.
yeah, that's right. Um, well, before we get into that a little bit, let's get into the tip off question, which I probably asked you this last time. I'm gonna ask you again, but I'd love to know what you're currently listening to.
Um, well, of the new things, of the new releases, the new musics, because I
Um,
sometimes,
whatever.
yeah.
If you're getting something
Well,
new or something classic that you're vibing on.
yeah. I mean, look, I'm mostly a classics kind of guy. Like, I have a hard time. It's probably partially due to just a competitive streak, where if there's something new, um, I feel a little, just a slight feeling of competition maybe
Mhm.
rises in me and scorn, but I've sort of shed that. I just don't really care anymore. Like, I think because I'm not really like in the game as much, I'm just kind of doing my thing, so I'm sort of at peace with that. So
The
of the
Mamba mentality for music, is that what you're getting
yes,
at?
exactly. Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, Mamba number five, we'll call it. Um, but the new stuff. I mean, you want a song for the a playlist too, right?
Yeah, so I like asking typically people in general what they're listening to, but then I'm starting to create a long-standing playlist now where every guest
Okay,
submits one song to add to it. Um,
nice.
so yeah, definitely happy to hear your pick for that or anything else that you've been enjoying lately.
Well, I really like the new Beak record, Beak, the Project Jeff Barrow and the others.
Cool.
They're like proggy, crowdy psychedelia record. That their new record is cool. I've been listening to that a lot. Um, a band I discovered only like a couple months ago out of Texas called Telenovela. They're really awesome.
Sweet.
Kind of like cowboy music with just insanely beautiful singing and melodies are just, I don't know, they just do it for me. It's like
Yeah.
exactly the thing I like. Um, and yeah, that's those are the two new things that I've been kind of feasting on and really enjoying and gives me some sense of hope for
Sweet. Yeah.
that kind of music.
Do you have a specific song you'd like to contribute to the playlist?
Yeah, there's this new song, or not a new song, I should say. It's an old song, but I just discovered it by an artist called Dizzy K. I think it's been reissued, but it's like maybe from the 80s.
Okay.
But it was released on a compilation called Sweet Music Volume 1. And the song is called Sweet Music, and the artist is called Dizzy K. And yeah, it's just good. It's just a fun, good song that's just groovy and makes you feel good. And these days, who could argue with that?
Yeah,
Who could argue with feeling good, trying to feel
absolutely.
good.
Sometimes you need that song just to pop you back.
Hmm.
Um, well, cool. So yeah, let's talk about the new Islands record. I mean, yeah, you said there was the one from 2 years ago that we did. And you dropped one last year as well.
Yeah,
I guess it was 3 years ago at this point.
yeah.
Tell us about the new one.
The new one is called What Occurs, and it is a live band record. So the one before, Dolphins, came out last August 2023, and that was a record that was really fine-tuned and kind of finessed and just made in like kind of small stretches. It was this very incremental record.
Mhm.
And I knew that I needed to kind of counter that with the new record. I wanted to make something that was in sharp contrast to that. So last summer, we went up, the band, Evan, Jordy, Adam, and myself went up to Vancouver Island, where I'm from, and we made the record live in a room, very minimal overdubs. A lot of the time, the singing was happening live too. As I was playing, we were just all kind of in the room and letting everything bleed together. And it was just a kind of a cathartic release to be able to make a song happen and hear it as it was happening. And that's the song, you know, as opposed to this long, belabored process from the record previously, which was really fun and satisfying, but it just felt very drawn out.
Sure.
And I wanted a little bit more of the spontaneity. So that's what we went for. And I think it shows. You can hear the room on the record. You can feel it almost like another instrument. So
Awesome.
yeah.
It's so would you say I guess, you know, as this album releases and are you guys planning on touring for this one as well?
No, ironically, it's the most like performance, it's the
That's
most
what I was
live
gonna ask. Yeah.
sounding record. But we just did this tour in August, and it was like a different kind of touring. It was two of the members weren't on the tour with us, two of the guys, Evan and Jordy.
Mhm.
So we did this kind of different sort of thing with a robot with an interactive kind of a Chuck E. Cheese robot. If Noel Gallagher or some cantankerous 70s British rocker went to Chuck E. Cheese and some kind of wet Freaky Friday kind of thing switched. So we had this like cantankerous old school British robot, animatronic robot that was complaining on stage the entire time. And
It's amazing.
that was kind of a workaround for making this very performance based on a record that felt very reliant on drum machine and
Mhm.
synthesizers and a lot of stuff that was sequenced. So that was kind of the way to express that, I guess. And so now, yeah, ironically, we've made this record that's very live, it's very real and very human. But we don't have any currently we don't have any plans to tour it. It just we were out in August and it just felt like
Yeah.
coming back so soon. There wasn't really a clam. There was no one was clamoring, so we're just gonna hang tight and wait till people recognize how great it is, and then we can go back.
Man, you mentioning that robot just reminded me of I haven't thought of it in years, but there was a band years ago. I think they were called Captured by Robots. Do you remember?
Yes,
Oh my God.
yes,
Like you just flooded back memories to me of that band. And like that is such
yes.
an insane thing that I can't believe existed.
That guy was insane. Yeah, he was imprisoned by the robots. He was kind
Right.
of presaging the kind of world we live in now, where we're feeling very anxious about this idea where intelligent robots are going to be controlling us and doing all the work. And yeah, that was a very funny. That was an indirect. I guess we were indirectly referencing that, I suppose.
Right.
Too. Yeah, that was a very funny, cool shtick, I guess you could say.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. I mean, I hope you know, someday we can see you play this new album live, but definitely excited to hear
too.
it on album.
Thanks, dude.
Um yeah, so you know, and I don't remember if we talked about this last time, but I know in 2014 with the Unicorns you did a reunion, a little
Yeah.
bit of a reunion shows. Is there I don't know where you stand on like how you feel about the Unicorns, or is it like I don't know. Sometimes people get a little like, oh, we don't. That's like so long ago. I don't want to talk about that anymore. But like, how do you feel looking back with the Unicorns, or is there any hope to eventually play again with them?
I feel a lot of ways about the unicorns. I definitely don't feel I don't feel like it's been so long that I don't have any real emotional reaction or response to talking about it. I have no
Mhm.
problem talking about it. Um I don't think there's a need to do it again. I think the beauty of that band, and it's baked right into the name, is that it's kind of takes on a kind of mythical status.
Mhm.
And so the fact that we made one record, broke up, and reunited 10 years later for I think three shows in total, maybe four. Um, Only one was our own show. The others were in support of another band,
Mhm.
which was not, I don't think that was the move, but it was kind of, even then I didn't think it was the right decision, but um, I'm just one voice. So it happened. Um, but there is a way where I'm kind of revisiting that and acknowledging it and honoring that past. And that's, I do have a Patreon for my for all my archival stuff. And so I've been
Cool.
going into the archives and dredging up lots of old things, like old cool music and other things from my past. And a lot of that is there's a lot of good unicorns, live stuff and rare stuff, and so I've been kind of trying to honor that past, but kind of keep keep looking forward
Yeah,
mostly
that
with music.
that makes sense. It's you know
Yeah.
the you have to you leave it where it is and people just like hold it in their place and you don't have to worry about kind of changing the history of it, I guess.
Yeah, and the unicorns was just we were young. The name, it kind of evokes youthfulness, and I don't think there's any need to see bunch of dudes in their 40s, dressing in pink and singing songs about ghosts. I think that had its time and it was great, and I think it lives on. Um, and it can still be enjoyed and appreciated, and
Mhm.
it's in the ether now.
And being referenced by Josh Radnor and How I Met Your Mother, that's just how it goes.
Yep, that's just the way it goes.
um Cool, man. Yeah, it's totally get that. And I don't know if you were able to see, but I recently did had to do an indie basketball mashup because unicorns and the unicorn is just the perfect combination right there.
Yes, you had Porzingis. I did see that. I love that.
He was a solid matchup for them. Did you catch any of the playoffs?
I did. I watched all of them. And you know what? My team is the Raptors, and
Hmm.
so it was actually kind of good to have this space, um,
No
this
stakes.
separation.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I could enjoy it without any kind of stress. But yeah, I watched a large bulk of, there's a lot of games, and I'm not a true sicko, so I wasn't glued to a TV screen, but I was definitely paying attention, and I didn't have a dog in the fight
Hmm.
really. I think I wanted the Wolves to go the
Didn't we all?
distance. Yeah. Um, and of course the Knicks I thought were they were beleaguered with injuries, but I thought they
Right.
maybe had a better shot. I was surprised to see the Pacers go as far as they did, and but I was happy for Siakam, as a former Raptor. I
True.
like root for him, and so that was a fun surprise.
An OG on the Knicks as
This
well.
I know G on the Knicks, who's been like, I mean, he just, yeah, he's going to be a great piece in
Yeah.
their future, I think. So everyone's doing good except my guy Chris Boucher. I worry about Chris, but everyone else seems to be doing all
It's
right.
it's uh it's tough look for the Raptors right now. How you feeling going into next season?
I don't care. I hate basketball. I'm not watching. I'm done. I'm done. I hate it. I'm playing 2K with my partner Chelsea. That's kind of how I'm getting my basketball. I had a dusted off an old PlayStation and found a
Nice.
copy of 2K21. So I'm reliving the not that 21 was the glory years of the Raptors, but I'm kind of trying to go back to that era, self-soothing with that. But
Are you're
yeah, I don't
doing
feel
the
so,
my career? You're making a player?
now. I can't get too that would be fun, but I can't get too. It's just like a way to blow off some steam at the end of the
Yeah.
day, just one quick game, um, little quick game of 2K. But as far as the Raptors' future, I mean, I love Scotty, and I need him to do well. Where's my? I need him to do well for my PS10 auto
Are you a collector?
Scotty. Yeah. I mean, I it's an addiction that I thankfully curbed earlier this year, but up until January, I was going kind of nuts and not making the smartest decisions. But I have like that, like right to my left, I have boxes of of cards, and I've gotten
Amazing.
cards graded, and it's a sickness.
So
It's a sickness.
you buy packs, or are you seeking out specific
I
cards?
was both. I was buying packs, and then I was like seeing young players that looked promising, and it's gambling. I mean, it's a
It
kind of
totally
a
is.
form of gambling and investing and stuff that I'm kind of allergic to. But because it's fun, there's like a sense of like it's genuinely tied to my love of my appreciation of basketball and
Mhm.
players and stuff. There's a thing that's fun in it, but I'm terrible at it, and I'm like investing in Keegan Murray autographs and like nothing that's like,
Hey, the Kings
you never know.
has a good outlook now with
They
DeMar.
true. They got your guy, right? You're a
I don't know if you can call
Chicago.
him my guy. It was like 2 years, but um,
Yeah,
dude, but you're totally right about, there's like a dopamine hit when you like
totally.
tear the pack,
Oh yeah. These split packs or whatever it's called. Yeah.
rip them. You
So
got to
I'm
rip
rip,
packs.
rip, rip packs. I'm guessing you have shared the
I
same
I don't
sickness.
personally. I my brother is a big trading card guy, and he doesn't do it for like the collection aspect. He just does it for he collects for himself. Like, I like having these
Nice.
cards.
Yes.
Um, but of course, if you get a pretty rare one, that's always exciting.
That's a nice bonus. And like, yeah, I'm not like trading them actively.
Right.
And I actually stopped in January. I kind of realized like this is that I can't really keep doing this. But what happened was I went home a couple years ago during COVID, and in just like a cliched midlife crisis, I found my old 89 hoops
Oh, yes.
cards,
Get your binder.
and I found the binder, and I saw my like, the Jordan and the Magic and the David Robinson was my guy back then.
Hmm.
So I found my David Robinson rookie card. Um, and it just brought something out of me, this joy I had as a kid with
Totally.
that exact thing you were talking about, just opening the cards and what are you going to find. And so yeah, it kind of reignited that weird feeling. And so I spent a little bit going back down that rabbit hole, but I've curbed it. I'm in recovery
Did you have
now.
a favorite set, like, series
As a
back in the
kid,
day? Yeah.
I mean, I like the hoops. I still like aesthetically like the 89, 90
Hmm.
hoops. And I think I got the Fleer next year's Fleer next couple of years. And then I got out of it as a kid, but those didn't really look as good. And I had like the 90, 91 hoops, but the 89 hoops are cool. And then obviously there's some fun. There's
Got
Jordan.
these guys.
There you go. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got well, there's a video component to this, right? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
let's see. Because I like the oh fuck, they literally just all
I'm.
spilled. I
Oh,
look like a
shoot.
maniac.
Oh, no.
But I have there's Jordan wearing the number 12 jersey. It's like Sam Vincent's card, but the only
To be
reason
honest,
it's
I love this. No one's ever talked cards on the podcast before, so this is great.
yeah, this one. So it's got
Yep.
Jordan wearing a number 12. So the sad thing is the guy it's his card and it's worth money only because the other guy in it. Very
It's
sad.
like that was the
Um,
baseball card for Bill Ripken with the knob of the bat says,
yes,
was it
exactly.
fuck me
Fuck
or something like that?
face.
Yeah, fuck
Fuck
face.
face. Yeah.
Yeah, I got,
And I got like,
rookie card Bo Kimball right
there
here.
you go, Ricky. You got to put that in a penny sleeve, man. You got to
I
get that in
know.
a top loader. But I got Jordan baseball rookie card.
Love the double picture of the same picture.
Yes, yes. Yeah, a lot of Jordan stuff. Nothing
Awesome.
like crazy. This is just like low stakes.
That Scotty
Dylan
card's
Brooks.
exciting though.
Dylan
That's,
Brooks.
you said PSA 10?
This yeah. I got that one. I got a couple like ones like that. But there's also the one I have it here somewhere too, where it's the Menendez brothers in the
Oh,
at the front row of the
courtside,
Knicks
yeah.
at Mark Jackson card. Yeah, so I don't know,
That's
man.
awesome, man.
We shouldn't even be talking about this. It's just reigniting my sickness that I
Yep,
have.
you're getting
But
the itch again.
I'm getting the itch. Yeah, I'm just looking at. I got some
Well,
like kind of useless cards, but yeah.
well,
Okay, let's get
back
back on track.
back to the original
Yeah.
question, which was,
Yeah.
you don't feel great about the Raptors.
Well,
How
do
do
you
you?
feel great about the Chicago Bulls? I
No,
mean,
I feel like we can
bottom
commiserate
five.
together in this.
Yeah.
It's an awful spot to be, trading for a accused pedophile, and
Oh
um,
God. Yeah.
it's
What you
we're
mean, this guy?
oh, well, you got him. Is that a college one
I got
too?
his Rook. The Rook. No, it's
Future Stars or something like that.
okay. See, it's just emergent. Yeah.
Yeah,
Emergent pedophile. Allegedly.
yeah,
Let's.
allegedly. Well, I hope
Yeah.
Scotty can make that leap this year.
I know. We're waiting. We're waiting. This is the year. This is
He
the
was
year.
he
I
was
mean, they're built.
good, just
He was
not.
really good, and he's getting better.
Yeah.
Um, so I think what needs to happen is, and they're building around him, so that this is kind of the year I think we're going to see him step out into that role that he's been kind of ordained. And they got Quickly, and
Hmm.
RJ Barrett. Quickly, I think is going to be a uh, good puzzle piece with Scotty, but so we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely not they're not like title favorites or anything, but or even like I don't even know what their playoff odds are going to be, but
Right.
I don't know. Stranger things have happened, and I'm still rooting for him. I do wish there was a place for Chris Boucher on the team because I
I
really
know.
do love that guy. I can't explain it, but I just love him.
Sports are cruel like that, man.
They are, and I'm a recent. I did like it as a kid, and then I spent many years. That field was fallow. I was into
Hmm.
rock music, and sports were not cool. And um, it was only really in 2018. I might have said this last time, but it was only really in 2018 that I kind of just decided to like plug back in. And
Hmm.
of course, the next year the Raptors went all the way. I got kind of lucky. Um, because it wasn't even like a bandwagon thing that championship year. I wasn't like, all right, I'm gonna get in. It was a year or even the year before that, before where I was just like, just decided to check back in with it.
Yeah.
And
And honestly, I don't think it's like a coincidence. I do feel like you mentioned it wasn't cool to be into rock music and to be into sports. Well, I feel like it kind of is now, and I feel like indie basketball is a little bit of proof of that.
damn straight. Yeah, you're on the
Um,
vanguard, my friend.
well, I always like the Raptors. I always pull for the Raptors. They're kind of they got the underdog energy always.
Yes. Yes.
But got to root for them. Out the Bulls doesn't look good either, but we'll see how the season goes.
It's a rebuild. It's a rebuild. You got to just be patient, I
I
think.
know.
You know?
Um, a few quick, basically a few quick things I want to know is if you even care or not, because the way social media treats a lot of basketball storylines, it can be exhausting. And is basically I have a couple bullet points. It's like, do you have an opinion on this, or do you just not care? Because there's certain things that I just don't give a shit about. But start with first, are you going to watch Olympic basketball?
Olympic basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. And it's hard. I did look at the schedule, and Canada is playing at 3 p.m. on their first game. So I am going to watch Canada.
Mhm.
I'm obviously going to watch the USA. That's going to be fun, if not like a total demolition
Could go either
derby.
way,
But
man. Yeah.
it could, yeah, it could be like an all-star game where they're just
Yeah.
not playing D and just hanging out, having fun.
That France
But
team
either
will be
way,
interesting.
yeah, Wemby, Gobert,
Fournier
yeah,
always shows up for some reason, like being amazing.
right. Yeah,
Um,
I can't wait to watch. It's basketball is the best. It's the
Canada's
absolute
got some
best.
good players, man.
I know. I mean, Shea alone is
Yeah.
and Jamal is going to be.
I'll be
I'm excited.
I'm
I
excited
think
to
we
watch
could.
too.
I think they could pull it out. I think they could go the distance.
It'll be
I'm saying
interesting
it
to see
now.
how this US team operates together with all these
Hmm.
aged superstars.
A lot of personalities too,
Yes.
but
They were going to
cool.
Paris, so they needed the fine wine. They needed the
Le-
aged superstars.
yes. Oh, I'm sure LeBron, that's half the
Oh,
reason he went. It's probably for the
yes.
wine.
Absolutely. Okay, second bullet point. Bronny James.
Look, I have no opinion. Sometimes you got to not have an opinion about everything.
Exactly.
It's good. It's going to be good for ratings when the Pistons come to town and it's a fourth quarter blowout. Put him and his dad on the court and
Well, he's in
give
the
and
he got
go.
sent to the G League.
Right.
So I don't know. Yeah,
It's
who
not a
cares?
surprise.
That's
There's some
who cares?
development. Yeah, who I mean, look, nepotism is a thing.
So
Water
it
is
is.
wet, nepotism is a thing. But I want to see that if they can play it together. That's incredible. Like
Right.
father and son play. I want to watch that. That sounds
If it works, it works. Absolutely.
interesting. Yeah, and it probably won't, but power to him. Power to
uh
him.
Last one. I don't know if you watch any WNBA. Caitlin Clark, Angela Reese, all the Caitlin Clark controversies.
I need to watch more WNBA. I'm bad for not. I watched one thing that was some like in season championship game.
Hmm.
I was a little underwhelmed with the game, to be honest, but I do want to go to some Sparks games because you can get pretty good seats. And I think it's awesome that
Yeah.
it's finally like getting real viewers but I haven't watched it enough. But again, the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark stuff, no comment, no
Yeah.
opinion. Like I am the least qualified, least qualified of maybe anybody to have any opinion on any of the drama or any of the rivalry. I think rivalry is always good. I think it gets
Yeah.
people watching. I think it's maybe good for the game as long as everyone at the end of the day is like respectful, and if it just makes you play better, then hey, but like as long as no one's being evil,
Yeah.
have at it, you know?
That's why I preface this is do you care?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I care, but yeah, I care and my opinion does not matter.
All right. Well, let's get into the game portion. Last time we had you build a band, and I remember your boy Chris Boucher. You had him on those jangly guitars.
I
It's
know
we're
it.
we're
Yeah.
flipping this a little bit where the idea we're doing musician matchup. So we have a couple players, and I want you to compare them to a musician or a band
Mm-hmm.
based on whatever reason you give it, whether it's their career arc or their play style or their name, their look, whatever, anything. We'll compare our
Okay.
answers.
Okay.
So the first on our list is Mr. Chris Bosch.
Well, I can't quite explain it, but this isn't my answer, but my initial thought purely on looks and vibe because I saw him once. I might have met him like in brief passing, but I saw him at a party once in LA like 10 years ago. He's a striking human being. I mean, he
Mhm.
just looks like he landed from another planet. So purely on looks and vibe, I want to say Aphex Twin for some reason,
Ooh.
but I gotta say I think he's more of a Pharrell Williams.
Okay.
You know, he's got a well-rounded game. He's adaptable. He's got a smooth style. He's versatile. He's a contributor to like great teams. And I think, Pharrell is kind of like that with his Neptune's production
Mhm.
and the clip stuff and stuff. So it's kind of a boring generic answer, but
It's an accurate answer.
yeah.
Okay. My pick for Chris Bosch is I actually went two routes and I debating which one to go with, but I think I'm both of these play in a career arc a little bit.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm gonna go with it's a two-part answer. So Josh Tillman slash Father John Misty,
Oh wow.
uh, and because when he was on the Raptors,
Mm.
you know, he he was more of a I wouldn't say he was serious, but he got really silly when he went to the Heat. He became this kind of
Huh.
like jokester. And I
Uh-huh.
feel like, Josh Tillman, the musician, was much
Uh-huh.
more of a serious musician. And then Father John Misty, he kind of got a little wacky, I guess.
Right. Wasn't he even like Jay Tillman or
He was
something?
Jay
It was
Tillman. He played in Saxon Shore and Fleet Foxes. And,
right. Very emotional
yeah, he was
singer-songwriter.
exactly.
That's cool. That's good. I like that.
I opted not to do the abrupt career route,
Right.
because but he had a great career.
No denying that. Yeah.
Second on the list, the guy we were talking about before, your PSA 10, your Scotty Barnes.
Okay. Scotty Barnes. Well, he's young
Yep.
and we're we want to see, we're curious about his future and his potential. I think he's got a big, bright future. Um, he's also a goofball. He's kind of a cartoon character and a prankster. Some might say he's even possibly a little neurodivergent. Um, so for those reasons, I'm going to say the unicorns.
Oh, that's great.
But let's hope that he doesn't follow the trajectory of the unicorns who burnt out a little bright and too early and too soon. I want to see Scotty have a long, uh, thriving career and get better and better. But so optimistically, he's what the unicorns could have been,
Well,
I guess.
maybe Scotty is more of you. Maybe, maybe Scotty's going to move into his islands territory.
Damn straight. Yes, I like that.
That's great. Yeah. I went with, yeah, I agree. Scotty's he's so pure. He's very innocent, but he's a
Hmm.
fun person.
Yeah.
Um, and I went with definitely also went in more of that indie pop area, and I went with Junior Junior, aka Dale Earnhardt Junior Junior,
Oh yeah.
um, who are they're just fun and poppy. Plus, they had a basketball themed EP called Swish, so it
Did
just
they?
kind of felt right for like his personality.
Okay, that's cool.
Third on the list, Vince Carter.
Ooh, Vince Carter, monster dunker. Uh, yeah, he's known kind of as like the slam dunk guy, right? I feel like that's the
Right.
household name. Um, but he also is number nine most 3 points made. So he's a
People don't know
versatile
that.
guy.
Yeah.
He's a well-rounded player. There's a degree of showmanship to him and flair.
Hmm.
So I would say, again, a little bit of like maybe an obvious choice, but Prince.
That's pretty solid. I feel like my pick is in the same ballpark, because I went with David Byrne.
Oh yeah,
I feel like, longevity and the
yeah.
ability to kind of keep the spirit of their personality but adapt it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I feel like David Byrne and
Uh-huh.
Prince, that's a solid combo.
That's good company. That's a good trio right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, last one on the list is Kawhi Leonard.
Well, Kawhi, I mean, the photos that have come out recently, he was on vacation recently, and then there was a
Hmm.
picture I saw today of training camp of USA, Team USA, and there's something different about him. Like, I know his hair is different, but he just looks refreshed or something and
Hmm.
kind of like a lot like a different flavor. But the Kawhi I'm kind of more familiar with is this very dry, serious, kind of there's a thoughtfulness to him.
Hmm.
Seems very strategic in his choices, very consistent, reliable. Um, he's also respected by his peers,
Hmm.
and you could argue that there's a depth. You could argue that there's a lyrical quality to his work, the depth. Uh, and so I would have to say Bill Callahan, Smog is
Wow.
Kawhi.
I love that pick. That's a good one. I love Phil
You
Callahan.
see it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. I do. I think, there's a level of like being misunderstood, I guess, too, in that
Yeah.
realm.
He's funny.
Yeah.
Like there's a dry, funny humor to Smog or to Bill
Hmm.
Callahan that I think people get, but I think it's not overplayed. It's not like comical. It's very it's held back a little bit.
Sure.
And he gets it done too. He gets the job done. So
That's solid. That's good. Um, I definitely played into as well, like kind of how he does have this perception of being very strange and socially awkward, I guess. Um,
yes.
but also he has learned to play it to the public. So he is still himself, his a little slightly socially awkward self, but he kind of owns it, and he knows how to like run with it now. And
Mm.
that's Rivers Cuomo to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been doing it for so long now that he's like, he used to write songs about what it's like to be awkward at parties, and now he's like, he can he can mingle, and he can play that role.
Right. He's comfortable in his skin. I
Now,
love it.
Kawhi is in Weezer is just a funny thought as well, but that's its own thing.
I think you could definitely see him photoshopped on to the cover of the Blue album
Yeah,
with the rest of
absolutely.
the band.
Just his head like kind of sticking off the top of the frame.
Yes.
All right, well, that's all I got for musician matchups. And that's kind of all I got for the episode. Dude, it's been great catching up with you again.
You too, Matt. Appreciate it. This was fun.
I'm very excited to hear the new Islands record. And I'm sure if the day comes when you're back out on the road, hit me up.
I will. Yes, you'll be in the Chicago area, right?
Yep.
Okay, I will hit you up.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming on, man.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having me.